Hello and welcome back to Seaside Garage. It's now Monday. The previous video on the Abarth I made this Friday. So it's just a few days later, and as mentioned in the previous video, I was expecting it to be a while before the next Abarth video because I needed a lot of parts. I bought some new parts that didn't really fit, and I had a leaf spring that I thought would fit that did not fit. So I thought it would take a while. But then I remembered Henrik, who is a big A112 enthusiast. I have visited him a few times. A lot of the panels you see, a lot of the spare parts that I got in the past, I got from him. I went to his place, and as you can see, he really likes the A112. The white one on the picture was for sale. It was pretty much mint condition, restored, but very good condition. And I think he asked around 8,000 or 9,000 euros for that one. Oh, I was tempted, but luckily I didn't have any money. The other ones you see in the background are modified for racing. One of them actually got 2 twin carburetors on it. It was pretty amazing to see. He had a lot of parts, so now I got used parts and a new used leaf spring that will fit and in way better condition than my old one. And then I'm gonna fit used old swing arms until I get the correct bushings for the one that I bought. So that will be fine. So I'm actually back on track, and this video will be pretty much the same as the previous one. Hopefully it will just end up with a rear axle that is reassembled instead of me taking it all off again. And as the previous video, here I have the 2 leaf springs, the old one, which is now disconnected, and a new one in way better condition. The old lower part seems to be lower than the new one, but I'm not sure that the height difference is that much different, to be honest. So maybe it won't change much, but because of the thinness of the old one, I think maybe it will be more stiff. There's a lot of material missing on the old one, actually. So we're just gonna have to see if the ride height changes. I hope to have it a little bit higher, but if not, then I just know that it's how it's supposed to be. And I did fit the exhaust loosely in the previous one to start the engine up, but I'm gonna remove it again because it's in the way of doing all the other stuff that I need to do. I could sandblast these or evaporust treat them or something like that, but I'm just gonna give them some heavy lanolin protection to give it some more life. While working on this car, I noticed that the brake propulsion valve over there had started to leak, so I want to change that. I need something to catch all the brake fluid. It's full of brake fluid in here because it's leaking so badly. It's about time to change this, right? Might just undo this up here to make it easier to get out. And then I'm gonna cut the line that goes into the car because I will be changing that as well. There we go. There we go. Just looping up all the joints so they move as freely as possible. This will adjust the braking force to the rear axle according to the weight applied to that rear axle, which is actually quite important, especially on a light car like this. Then I'm going to take this new Brembo part. think I'm gonna wait mounting this until I got the brake line in, just to make it easy to route it. So it's just ready right there. And then you can just go ahead and mount these used swing arms that will be changed at one point. Probably. Maybe. Maybe not. But these got bushings that actually fit the shocks. So it's gonna be helpful. I also got one of these, or two of these, in better condition than my old ones that actually fit, because the other one didn't fit it as well. The cradle was too big. So this will be better. And then I can put the shock and wheel hub and all that in, I hope. There we go. Now I am going to change the brake lines and so on, but I don't have the correct one, so I will have to wait on that. So I won't be fitting the brake system in this video at least. But what I want to do is, as first thing, is to tighten up this. And then besides that, I'm going to fit the handbrake cable, because then I can use the front brakes and the handbrake in case it's needed when moving it around. So this was a pretty short video. I just wanted to keep you guys in the loop of what's going on with this. And now I am at the point where I hoped I would be last week, which is at the point where I can put the tires on and move this car in and out of the garage. So I can use my space, my limited space in the garage, a bit more when I'm not working on this. Wow, I cannot fit the tire now. The car is too low down. It wasn't before with the old spring setup, so it's definitely going to be higher, which is exactly what I wanted. I'm gonna have to just lower it down and then lift the rear end up with a jack to put the tires on. And this is now a driving project once again. I can drive it in and out. It's difficult to say yet because I think the leaf spring needs to settle in, but it looks a lot higher on the rear as well. Insanely high right now, but I think it will settle in quite quickly once it starts moving. But it's gonna be good for the clearance ground. Before I couldn't really drive this car quickly unless I was alone in it. Two persons, it would start to scrub in the rear. So that was annoying. The tires is slightly bigger than original, but still, I think this will help a lot. Anyway, thank you for watching. I will drive this out of the garage in a bit and then focus on cleaning up a bit and then do some of the work I have to do to all the other things, and then continue on the rust on this in a while. And the rest of the braking system and so on, and hopefully be racing this later this year.